Welcome to the RCC podcast by Richard's Commerce Classes. Let's get into utility analysis. First up are features of utility. Point 1. Relative concept. Utility is related to time and place. It varies from time to time and place to place. Point 2. Subjective concept. Utility differs from person to person. This is due to differences in taste, preferences, likes, dislikes, nature, habits, profession and so on. Point 3. Ethically neutral concept. It is a morally colorless concept. The commodity should satisfy any want of a person without consideration of what is good or bad, desirable or undesirable. Point 4. Utility differs from usefulness. Utility is the capacity of a commodity to satisfy human wants, whereas usefulness indicates value in use of the commodity. Point 5. Utility differs from pleasure. A commodity may possess utility but it may not give any pleasure to the consumer. Point 6. Utility differs from satisfaction. Utility is a cause of consumption, satisfaction is the end result of consumption. They are interrelated but still different concepts. Point 7. Measurement of utility is hypothetical. Utility is an abstract concept. Cardinal or numerical measurement of utility is not possible. Point 8. Utility is multipurpose. A commodity can satisfy the want of more than one person. It can also be put to several uses. Point 9. Utility depends on the intensity of want. More intense the want, greater will be the utility. As and when the urgency of want declines, utility diminishes. And, point 10. Utility is the basis of demand. A person will demand a commodity only if it gives utility to him. Let's move on to types of utility. Following are some of the different types of utility. Point 1. Form utility. When utility is created due to a change in the shape or structure of an existing material, it is called form utility. Point 2. Place utility. When utility of a commodity increases due to a change in its place, it is called place utility. Point 3. Service utility. Service utility arises when personal services are rendered by various professionals. Point 4. Knowledge utility. When a consumer acquires knowledge about a particular product, it is called knowledge utility. Point 5. Possession utility. Possession utility arises when the ownership of goods is transferred from one person to another. And, point 6. Time utility. When the utility of a commodity increases with a change in its time of utilization, it is called time utility. Next up are the concepts of utility. Following are the two main concepts of utility. 1. Total utility. Total utility refers to the aggregate of utility derived by the consumer from all units of a commodity consumed. It is an aggregate of utilities from all successive units of a commodity consumed. And, 2. Marginal utility. Marginal utility refers to the additional utility derived by a consumer from an additional unit of a commodity consumed. In other words, it is the addition made by the last unit of a commodity consumed. Let us now understand the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility is universal in character. It is based on the common consumer behavior that utility derived diminishes with the reduction in the intensity of a want. Statement of the law. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other things remaining constant, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in his stock of a thing, diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. Assumptions of the law of DMU. Point 1. Rationality. Consumer is assumed to be rational. It means that his behavior is normal and he tries to maximize his satisfaction. Point 2. Cardinal measurement. The law assumes that utility can be cardinally or numerically measured. Point 3. Homogeneity. All units of a commodity consumed are exactly homogeneous or identical in size, shape, color, taste. Point 4. Continuity. All units of commodity are consumed in quick succession without any lapse of time. Point 5. Reasonability. All the units of a commodity consumed are of reasonable size. They are neither too big nor too small. Point 6. Constancy. All the related factors like income, tastes, habits, choices, likes, dislikes of a consumer should remain constant. Point 7. Divisibility. The law assumes that the commodity consumed by the consumer is divisible so that it can be acquired in small quantities. And, point 8. Single want. A given commodity can satisfy a single want of a person. Moving on to the exceptions of the law of diminishing marginal utility. 1. Hobbies. 2. Miser. 3. Addictions. 4. Power. And 5. Money. Next, are there any criticisms of the law of DMU? The law of diminishing marginal utility is criticized on the following grounds. Point 1. Unrealistic assumptions, like homogeneity, continuity, constancy, rationality. Point 2. Cardinal measurement. In reality, cardinal measurement of utility is not possible because utility is a psychological concept. Point 3. Indivisible goods. The law is not applicable to indivisible and bulky goods like refrigerator, car, TV sets which are normally purchased in single unit at a time. Point 4. Constant marginal utility of money. Mu of money differs from person to person. It is influenced by changes in prices, stock of money. And, point 5. A single want. The law is restricted to the satisfaction of a single want at a point of time. However, in reality, one has to satisfy many wants at a point of time. Lastly, what is the significance of the law of DMU? 1. Usefulness to the consumers. 2. Useful to the government. 3. Basis of paradox of values. And 4. Basis of law of demand.